Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. To follow along with my daily life, you can come check me out on Instagram. I have been following a carnivore diet, which is a meat-only diet, for the last 2 years. And I have been kind of sharing things publicly as I go along on Instagram and YouTube for over 1.5 years now. I have seen so many people, hundreds of people, thousands of people try a carnivore diet and lose weight, heal anxiety, heal their type 2 diabetes, heal their autoimmune conditions, their arthritis, their thyroid, all kinds of amazing stories and healing from going to a meat-based diet. I have also seen some people make some mistakes along the way, and that's what I want to address today. If you're thinking of trying a carnivore diet, or if you're new to a carnivore diet, I want to address some of the common mistakes that I have seen, and hopefully you can avoid those too. I know there are lots of tips and tricks that I could give you and some mistakes to avoid, but today we are going to focus on 5, the ones that I see the most often. So the first mistake that I see people making on a carnivore diet is when they mimic other people. You see an influencer, you see myself, you see somebody who's been doing this diet for a very long time, and you try to do exactly what they are doing to get the exact same results. And that doesn't work. Not in carnivore, not in keto, not in any way of eating. You have to find what's gonna work for you based on your life, your budget, the context of your life. And if you try so hard to duplicate what somebody else is doing, then you're gonna have a very hard time staying on this plan or this way of eating long term, because it's not gonna fit for what's going on in your life. So the best tip I can give you for that, to overcome it, is just to eat the meat that you like and that you can afford, and eat what makes you happy, and make sure it works within your life. The second mistake that I see people making is not eating enough on the transition. Usually people are starting a carnivore diet coming from keto and even maybe just a standard American diet. And if you're coming from keto, you might be used to eating like a 6 to 8 ounce steak and then a salad and some veggies and some cauliflower rice to go on it. And when you take out all those other things, a lot of people are left with just that 6 to 8 ounce portion of steak and think that that's all that they need. And they realize that either they're hungry, or sometimes, especially if you're coming from a standard American diet, you really kind of lose your appetite as you're getting off of those carbs and you're transitioning and your body's burning off all that sugar and getting fat adapted. Sometimes you lose your appetite in the beginning. And you don't need to force feed yourself, but you definitely need to make sure that you're upping up your portions. You don't need to be stuck eating 6 to 8 ounces of steak every day and that's it. So make sure, especially while you're transitioning, eat enough. Don't worry about losing 10 pounds fast. Eat enough to transition you off of carbs and get you fat adapted. That's most important. All right, along those lines, the third mistake that I see people making is snacking. Even though I just said you have to eat enough during the transition, it's actually really important to make sure you're not just like snacking and grazing all day long. The thing I love about carnivore is that I can sit down and eat a substantial meal, and then I don't get hungry again for a long time. So if you're eating a lot of really small portions throughout the day, your body's in this constant state of hunger and never really satisfied, and you're gonna have a hard time getting your eating on track. I'm not somebody who naturally has intuitive eating, and so I have to kind of teach my body what it means to eat a meal and then wait until the next meal again. So if you're snacking constantly, your body's gonna have a hard time. If you truly are hungry and you think you need a snack, eat a meal. And if you're not hungry enough for a meal, then you're not really hungry. The fourth mistake that I see people making is not going all in. They might start a carnivore diet, but they keep their chocolate in the afternoons for a little while. They keep their veggies regularly. They keep the nuts that they're used to snacking on. While those things might be okay in the long term, I know people who can have those occasionally and are fine. You won't know if the carnivore diet is really working for you and the healing that you can truly have, and the foods that might be causing you issues, if you don't go all in the first place. So give it a try, give it 30 days, go completely all in, meat only, and see what it is before you start adding other foods back in to find out the true results. And the fifth mistake that I see people making is not making the food sustainable for you. If I had to eat raw liver every day, I would never have started this diet in the first place, and I never would have wanted to be on it. If I had to eat brains, I would not be on this diet. There's a lot of people who really enjoy eating organ meats, and I am not one of them, and so I don't eat them. And if you're trying to choke those things down, it's not going to be sustainable for you. If you had to tell me I had to eat raw liver or brains every day, I would rather eat pizza and just be sick and miserable. And I'm sorry, that's a terrible thing to say, but from somebody coming from a terrible diet that consisted of gas station food and fast food, I need to be able to eat food that I enjoy. And if I was eating food that wasn't palatable to me, if it wasn't exciting to me, and if it wasn't delicious to me, I certainly would not have made it this far. And so start with foods that you taste good. It also has to be sustainable for your budget. I personally, number one, don't like the taste of all grass-finished beef, and it's not sustainable for my budget to live on organic grass-finished steaks all the time. It goes back to what's sustainable for you, for your family, and your budget. And what are you going to enjoy eating every day? And what are you going to eat that's going to make you forget about all the carbs that you used to eat and focus on eating meat and truly being happy and healthy? All right, I hope this video was helpful. It's nice and quick, gives you some tips if you're starting on a carnivore diet. Put in the comment section below some other tips that newbies might want to see, and we can fill it up and give everybody some information. Thank you guys for being a part of this community, and don't forget to subscribe.